Hello everyone, this is Isaiah's Vlogs and this is my first ever YouTube video. This will be a video of me playing a practice round at Jones West. This was back in August, so it's a bit old. Bunch of green still on the trees, pretty quiet day, kind of overcast skies, a bit cloudy, and I am the only one playing West at the moment. This is fresh out of the car, stretching. This is the first thing I do every time I step on the course. This was kind of like the early stages of me getting back to stretching. I didn't really have a good routine going, so it's just kind of me getting my legs loose, my arms loose, and importantly my back, because that's where my most injuries happen, is more of my lower back. So this is hole one, 308 feet, par three. These first couple of shots are going to be kind of just warm ups since um, kind of just a practice round, trying to get the body loose and trying to get my backhands and my forehands ready to go for the rest of the round. First shot was with the Felon. Second shot is going to be with the Warden. Um, just want to make sure I am all warmed up, ready to play, because most of the way out I'm going to be throwing just mainly one shot and treat it like a practice round, and I also am scoring. I believe this is though going to be my first shot because I always do two off the top. My first shot is with a Lucidex Culprit. I threw a little slight ante on it and it kind of came back out of it, and I'm sitting inside circle. The second shot is going to be with a first run trust, more of a direct straight line at the basket, and that'll put me a bit closer to the basket. Those are kind of the conditions of West today. Nice, pretty humid day from what I remember. I always make sure that I go through my routine, putt from the trust, birdie. Hole 2 is a par 4, 479 feet. I am opting to throw a Supreme Trespass with a slight Anheuser angle, and the Trespass should just hold, and I'll be right in the open. So this is kind of the side angle of my shot. You can't really see me. You can't see me at all, actually. But I am left of the camera, and I was through a Justice just to get 10 feet of the basket for a easy tap in birdie. That's what you want on that hole. Hole 3 is a par 3, 303 feet. Uh, it's pretty simple, just straight to hyzer, mid-range shot. You just have to worry about the height on this hole, because if you kind of throw it too low, you'll leave yourself quite a bit short. So I throw this verdict and kind of went straighter than I wanted to. It's pretty beat in, so it doesn't have as much fade as it used to. So it left me with this putt just inside circle, and kind of just make sure I go through my routine, treat it like a tournament, like I said, and snag a well-needed birdie on this hole. Hole 4 is a par 4. I am opting to throw a trespass on this Same exact one from hole 2. Just want to make sure I get a little hyzer just to make sure it stays on that line and doesn't flip and drifts off to the right. So it hyzers out and leaves me kind of just a decent upshot to the basket. Another nice view of Jones. So this is where my drive landed. I am throwing a Justice on a forehand. Pretty just simple chip shot at the basket. Rolls into tap in range and leaves me with this putt. Another birdie, 4 for 4 right now. Hole 5 is a 260-foot par 3. I'm throwing a forehand felon, one of my old reliable felons. This is when I was kind of changing up my forehand form to kind of get more momentum behind my disc instead of kind of a choppy forehand. All you got to make sure you got to do is just get the height, get the angle, and just make sure you stay away from these trees on the right. I like that first shot, so I ended up throwing just another one for fun. This is a another older Lucid Felon. Now it's just a nice form, nice throw, and a lot closer than my first one, but this is tournament style, so we're going with my first one. And squeaked it in for another birdie. This is hole 6, par 3, 312 feet. I didn't really get the best angle on this hole. You really can't see it the best from the tee, so I just put it out way to the left of the tee, and you really can't see my shot very well, but I sped up the video just because it was pretty difficult to locate the disc from here. But this is where I land. I definitely remember feeling something on this putt. First elevated putt, kind of felt, I don't know, I just felt kind of long, I guess. And I chain out left, try it again, do the exact same thing. Definitely not happy with that result. First part of the day. Hole 7 is a par 4, 490 foot. This is the second par, or third par 4, and I definitely think these first 3 par 4s are definitely on the softer side, but throw trespass. Didn't get the turn on it. Definitely was heading out of bounds. Just wanted it to be safe. Luckily, it landed safe, and it left me with this pretty simple upshot. Just gotta get around this tree and just be next to the basket for an easy birdie. So that's what I do. Throw a Marshall, put myself in another tap in range for another birdie. This is hole 8, 329-foot par 3. I throw a Biofusion Evader, probably one of my favorite discs in my bag at the moment. The basket is hard to see, but it's pretty much straight from the tee pad on the other side of these guardian trees that are about 200 foot down the fairway. I actually hit one of these guardian trees, so it leaves you with quite a bit of a long putt. So I'm definitely circle 2 with the jumper. Definitely sucks that I take a par on this hole. Definitely one I wanted to get a birdie on. But nevertheless, I take my second par of the day. Hole 9, 321 foot par 3. Pretty much similar to the last hole, but instead of going uphill, you're kind of going downhill. I throw a Royal Trust beam line at the basket, almost giving it an ace run. One of the rare sightings of me going past the basket with a mid on this hole. Another simple birdie. Hole 10 is a par 3, 315 foot. Um, Definitely one of the harder 300-foot holes on this course, if you don't have a forehand, especially. After you go up this little hill in front of the tee pad is water from the end of this hill to the front of the basket. So it's definitely one of the trickier holes. I go evader, just straight at the basket, went a little past it, so it left me with this C1 putt, I assume, maybe C2, but I don't do jumper on this just because there's water behind the basket. Definitely was feeling kind of the same nerves on hole 6 for some reason. I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable, I want to say. So I just take a boring par. So that's my third of the day. Hole 11, 483 foot par 4. Another kind of soft par 4 for pros. So I go trespass, a little hyzer pop up, fades kind of fast, so it hit one of these trees in the fairway. So I'm left with the hyzer putter, one of my favorite shots, I would say. And what you want to do is you kind of want to be on the left of the basket, because if you end up short, kind of on the side of the hill, that can cause rollaways. So I played it on the safer side. So I'm left with this little 10 to 15 footer and another birdie. Hole 12 is a 238 foot par 3. I'm going to the shorter basket. Um, I usually take a Justice backhand on the right side and just kind of spike it in the ground. But today I decided to go forehand because it was feeling pretty good. Very solid shot that left me with this another 10 to 15 foot putt. I snagged another one. Hole 13, 379 foot par 3. I'm going trust again, the same one as hole 9. I don't usually go mid-range on this hole just because I can diss down and not throw as hard with the fairway driver. But I get all the way down there and probably throw one of my better drives the mid on this hole. Have a squeak in birdie. Hole 14, 257 foot par 3. Going back to the reliable felon that I've been throwing this round. Camera falls down, so I switch it up to a different disc. Going the old reliable felon. Pretty straight, so I throw a hyzer on it with it. And it catches some of these trees, but leaves me with this knee putt from about 15, 20 maybe. Got another birdie. Hole 15, 263 foot par 3. The basket's behind the big evergreen just left of me. So I opt to go Justice, very hard, kind of flat, just to get around this tree's what my hope is to leave me with a putt. And I have this 15 to 10, 20 foot, whatever you want to call it, but I got a birdie on it. Hole 16, 329-foot par 3, going back to the Purple Trust. And I'd like to note that there is no wind at all today, so that's what allows me to kind of rely heavy on my trust and my felons to get me close to the basket. Don't have to throw as overstable as of a disc if there was wind. Hit the tree right next to the basket. Hitting this tree is always great because it leaves you with a very simple putt, just like I have here. Kind of the range I've been in all day, so nothing that I haven't seen. Cashed it on for another birdie. On to hole 17, 290 foot, not 293-foot par 3, going a criminal just on the right side, trying to come inside of that tree that on the right. Fades pretty fast than I wanted to. So I catch a tree down there, the tree on the left of me. So the wind picks up just a hair, and I'm in C2. I definitely wasn't feeling comfortable in this on this putt. I believe it was a tailwind, so caught that tailwind and faded pretty hard for the basket, so I left myself with the par. Hole 18, 568-foot par 4, going Sargent. Didn't like it out of my hand. Just nose down and just have to settle with what I've got. You can kind of see the basket right side of these trees in front of us, but I'm in the ditch in the middle of the fairway. So I'm going Justice to try and throw it high and skip up the hill a little bit, get myself a putt. This is where I landed. Just a nice 10 to 15 foot elevated birdie again. This is the last glimpse of just me on the course, no one else. And this is my results. 13 down, a total of 45, and it was a beautiful day. Thanks for watching my first ever YouTube video. Please like and subscribe for more content like this, and leave a comment just to see. I want to see where you guys are at, and if you want to see more content like this. And yeah, thank you.